Hello YouTube, welcome to my thoughts on Resident Evil 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. And just to have full disclosure, I am recording this through a VGA to HDMI adapter, and this is being recorded in upscaled 1080p. Also, the VGA adapter that I have has given me a little bit of trouble in terms of the brightness settings. I think it's a little bit too dark. I've tried to lighten it up with my HD PVR, so hopefully it will look about right when I get the recording done. If not, that'll be the reason. Hopefully we can take that into account when we're thinking about these things. But there it is. Also, I'd also like to say that this is a burnt copy of Resident Evil 2.
What are you doing?
It is not the original US release.
Hold your fire.
And the reason I've done this, and I do own an original copy in case you're wondering, is that I prefer using burnt discs over the real ones to preserve the original copies for obvious reasons. So with all that stuff out of the way, I'd like to start with the in-game graphics since that's what we're seeing here. And the in-game graphics to me look really, really good. I honestly think that the in-game graphics look better than the PS1, better than the GameCube, or excuse me, Nintendo 64, as well as being on par or better than the GameCube. Now, I haven't ever been able to record this game on the GameCube with component cables because I don't own any, because they're absurdly expensive for what they are. So I can't say for certainty what it looks like. Now, I've seen other people's videos and they look very, very good. I don't know if that's touched up or changed or altered in any way, but if it's not, I would put these two on par. I would also say that because we're running this in VGA, I think that this would hold up really well against the PC version. Obviously, emulation is a whole different animal, and emulation may look a bit better, but emulation is using filters and things to improve the picture the consoles don't use, so I don't really feel that that's the fairest comparison. Last but not least about the in-game graphics, excuse me, is the backgrounds in this game. They look really, really good. The graffiti, the advertisements coming up here just around the corner, I think look really, really good. You can actually make out and read what a lot of these things say. Like right there it says Swiss made. That's hard to read in a lot of versions of the game. It's just not very clear. The clarity of the Dreamcast video from VGA is just excellent. Next up, I'd like to talk about the FMV scenes. The FMV scenes are, again, very, very good. I think comparatively to the GameCube, again, on par or better than, and then PC on par, better than the N64 and better than the original PlayStation. Now, I think people might argue that RGB might look similar, but VGA is technically a form of RGB, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I think it is. And therefore, I think VGA looks really, really good. Also, you get a higher resolution of 640 by 480, which, as some people know, is 480p. And so that helps significantly. Having a higher resolution really makes a big difference. And last, which really doesn't have anything to do with the game per se, but more about the console, is that the Dreamcast console has a visual memory unit, which is its memory card, that takes advantage of a little screen that you can see through the window on the controller. And in this game, they didn't cheap out and just put the logo or something like that, you know, something chintzy. They actually put your health, all the different conditions of your health, whether it be fine, caution, orange caution, or even danger, but it also puts your ammunition count, which is absolutely cool that they did that. And so, all in all, I think the Dreamcast version of Resident Evil 2 is the best version to get. I think that in terms of the way it looks, in terms of how the memory card works and how that doesn't break immersion, how you don't have to pause the game or move forward or backward to figure out what your status is, it helps a lot. And even moving forward and backward, like right now, am I in yellow caution or am I in orange caution? You don't know unless you go look at the actual screen and then you can see. Whereas if I have the memory card plugged in, I can actually tell without even doing that. You can't see that, obviously, but I can tell without actually going into the menu, which I think is pretty neat. In case anybody was wondering, this game is pretty affordable. If you choose to buy it outright, eBay prices are around $20 to $35 complete, somewhere around there, depending on, you know, the conditions in the market, subject to change. The VGA cables for this also pretty have a pretty large range. I mean, you can get some cheap ones for about 10 or 15 bucks, and then all the way up to like the Hanzo and the Toro and things like that that are closer to the $100 range. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend those unless you're going to play a lot of Dreamcast games and you really enjoy the Dreamcast. But if you like what you see and you'd like to get a similar quality, that'd be the way to go.
In a mansion located in the outskirts.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. That does really help me out. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.
Was behind everything. They risked their lives to reveal the truth. One believed them. Not long after that, all this started to happen. Hang in there. Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this. Now go. But just go.
Fine, but I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.